Good afternoon, everyone. पुरुषोत्तम, उस बोर्ड पे बहुत ज़्यादा रिफ्लेक्शन आ रहा है बच्चों के। मेरे को तो वैसे बोर्ड का काम नहीं ना। हाँ, थैंक यू। आवाज़ देख लिया, ठीक है। So you wish to come for the आवाज़ थोड़ा कम for that। क्या है बाहर वजह बेवजह with उदय भास्कर, कुछ 800 registrations है। So I'll ask them to reserve seats for the students on Monday. कर दिया register. It is on the first come first serve basis. मैं उस दिन थोड़ी जल्दी छोड़ दूंगा, आप चले जाना। हाँ है कैपेसिटी। स्ट्रेंथ इज 800। So can I start with the thought? For understanding dichotomy and dualism, you should be familiar with some of the major terms in geography. And the first thing is, what is the concept of determinism? So what is the concept of determinism? The concept of determinism says that nature is supreme and man has a secondary role in this, the concept of determinism. Man has a secondary role in the concept of determinism. Who were the propounders of determinism? The propounders of determinism were the most of the German school, American school, British school, except for the French school, बाकी सारे determinism थे. So point number one in determinism, very superficial, we are not going into determinism abhi. It keeps nature as a supreme entity, where man, it keeps nature as a supreme entity, where man is directed and guided by the nature, where man is directed and guided by the nature. Most of the earlier geography was deterministic. Romans, Romans, Greeks focused on description of the earth's surface, focused on the description of the earth's surface, comma, map making, full stop. The Romans, with the help of well-disciplined armies, conquered major parts of the world, and led to the development of cartography. What do you mean by cartography? The science of map making. Cartography is the science of map making. Most of the Arab geographers were deterministic, but the focus was on climate and astronomy. Focus was on climate and astronomy. The Renaissance in Europe brought change into the discipline, which led the foundation of classical period in the geography. Foundation of the classical period in geography. And who were the thinkers in the classical period? Yesterday I asked you. They were Kant and Ritter. So कभी भी क्वेश्चन आता है on the classical period of geography, you should mention Kant and Ritter. अब classical period में point number 1, Varenius was the first geographer. To distinguish between, this should come always in the introduction of the relevant question, to distinguish between geography generalis मतलब general geography and regional geography. Kant so देखो अब Varenius said कि geography has two parts, laid the foundation of the science in geography. इससे पहले geography was only becoming descriptive. अब geography थोड़ा बन गया scientific after the Renaissance. Renaissance is the period when most of the science humanities developed, including our subject geography, because people started questioning the authority of the church. People started demanding the questions. उससे पहले Homer used to say कि sun goes and disappears into the ocean, and from the same ocean the sun is coming. Sky is a concave shaped disk which is resting on the 4 pillars. Nobody questioned the authority that time. अभी लोग क्वेश्चन करने लग गए because logic started becoming more and more important. Auguste Comte आया. Auguste Comte ने इस समय दिया the philosophy of positivism. That is, you question, you ask yourself the questions, you demand something. And therefore Verenius ने कहा the geography is divided into two parts, the general geography and the regional geography. This is the first time when the foundations of the geography were laid. ये एक होता है जनरल ज्योग्राफी मीन्स फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी, जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी, क्लाइमेटोलॉजी, ओशनोग्राफी. रीजनल ज्योग्राफी मीन्स इंडियन ज्योग्राफी, नॉर्थ अमेरिकन ज्योग्राफी, ज्योग्राफी ऑफ छोटा नागपुर प्लाटू, ज्योग्राफी of XYZ region. That is the regional geography. What is the difference between general geography and the regional geography? So general geography में क्या ना से you study physical features of the region. Physical features मतलब geomorphology. You study climate of a region, of an entire world. You study soil, right? You study humans, that is the major tribes of the world. You study environment and ecology. You study XYZ feature. And अगर इन सब का फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी पढ़ा तो जनरल ज्योग्राफी, इन सब का क्लाइमेट ही पढ़ा, that is you study the climate which is common to all this thing, that is a general geography. But Delhi ka if you study physical geography, climate, soil, human, environment, ecology, then it becomes what is known as an regional geography. Understanding the difference? हमें ये डायग्राम बाद में बनाना है, but in a proper manner. That is what is the difference between the regional geography and the general geography. अब you will come across a word which is known as areal differentiation. Areal differentiation, area को differentiate करना. What it is? Regional geography या general geography? Areal differentiation. It is regional geography, areal differentiation. Fine? So there is a concept of areal differentiation and regional synthesis. Regional synthesis. What is the difference between areal differentiation and the regional synthesis? In the areal differentiation, you just study the regional geography. In the regional synthesis, you compare after studying. What is the mountains of Delhi? What are the mountains of Bombay? How they are different? That is what is known as a regional synthesis. So, कौन सा नया होगा? Areal differentiation or regional synthesis? Regional synthesis will be new as compared to the areal differentiation. Next, Immanuel Kant or Kant was more interested in physical geography, was more interested in physical geography, in the form of systematic geography, in the form of systematic geography, in the form of systematic geography. Alexander von Humboldt, Alexander von Humboldt, yeah, Humboldt, and Ritter, Humboldt and Ritter led the foundation of modern geographical thought. Humboldt and Ritter led the foundation of modern geographical thought. किसको घूमना पसंद था? Humboldt. So who discovered Humboldt current? Understanding? Who discovered the concept of ocean currents? Humboldt. That is why we call Humboldt ocean current. Old current is named after Alexander von Humboldt. Humboldt said, see, इससे पहले geographers, most of the geographers were from specific to general बनाते थे. Specific एक idea को पढ़ लेंगे and इसको apply करेंगे general. When you study from specific to general, you आर आर्म चेयर थियरिस्ट. आप घर पे बैठ के एक आइडिया लेते हो और उसको पूरे एक लॉ बनाते हो और यू ट्राई टू अप्लाई टू द जनरल थिंग्स. फाइन. बिफोर द कमिंग अप ऑफ द Humboldt, most of the geographers were armchair theorists. Humboldt was against this. Humboldt used to study general things and apply it to the specific thing. Fine. So he used to study the entire laws of the nature and then he used to apply to the specific thing, so that he will study the entire plate tectonic theory and then will say ki how Himalayas were formed. He will apply to the Himalayas and see whether it is right or wrong. So Humboldt brought the field of empirical studies. Empirical you already know, by observation. So Humboldt kaisa tha? Humboldt wanted to study a mountain, he used to visit a mountain. Humboldt wanted to study the volcano. He climbed most of the volcano when there was a volcanic eruption. Understanding? So if there is a volcanic eruption, he used to climb a volcano, study the magma and lava and tell कि ये basic है, ये acidic है. ये सब जितना भी हम foundation Sial, Sima, acidic, basic magma करते हैं, all credit goes to Humboldt. Right? उसके बाद the ideas started developing. What is the origin of river Amazon today? Was found by Humboldt. Humboldt swam from the mouth of Amazon to the end. And what is the end that time discovered by Humboldt? As GPS भी कहता है, that is the origin of river Amazon. Understanding? And Amazon को swim करना is very very difficult. Imagine he swam from here till the end of river Amazon. उल्टे डायरेक्शन में. So that is why Humboldt को respect करने के लिए we have named an ocean current after him. Humboldt climbed Mount Stromboli. Humboldt climbed Mount Vesuvius. Humboldt climbed the entire Atlas Mountains. Humboldt went and swam across the Amazon. So he used to believe that whatever he is going to study, he is going to study through practical experience. Ritter, on other hand, brought teleological approach in geography. Teleological approach means everything is designed by man, by God, fine, and Nasib, teleology. He used to bring God everything, and you have to understand. Uska reason is unka dono ka economic background. If you are very rich, you can be arrogant and atheist. If you are poor, you have to be faithful. Understanding? You have to be faithful if you are poor. So you will believe in God if you are pure, कि God is going to give me something good. And if you are very rich, आपको भगवान की जरूरत नहीं है. Fine? You have the next biggest thing after God, that is money. Understanding? The biggest faith, item of faith क्या है? Hope or money? What do you believe most in? I am giving you hope, or I am giving you 1 crore rupees. What you will take? 1 crore rupees. See, that is why. So who demands? It is the money. Understanding? इसलिए दोनों का approach अलग है. Getting it? But दोनों were very good friends. In fact, Ritter used to consider Humboldt as his guru. Next. Both Humboldt and Ritter laid the foundations of modern, I guess I have written you that, laid the foundations of modern geography, bracket में लिखना, and history. दोनों का foundations उन्होंने रखा था. Modern geography and history. Due to their contribution, there was the period of great voyages and discoveries. Voyages means expeditions. Captain Cook, Vasco da Gama, all this was after they tried to bring in the interest. Voyages and discoveries. Next point. Thus, the geography properly developed in Germany. In Germany, geography properly developed in Germany. They were all German. Humboldt ho, Ritter ho, they were mostly German. Geography properly developed in Germany. Next point. Geography before Darwin, was in pre-paradigm state. Was in pre-paradigm state. Was in the pre-paradigm state. I'll explain you later on what is the pre-paradigm state. Kant. One of the most complex thinkers of all times is the Immanuel Kant. Now, those who are having Majid Hussain, they can, don't open it now. You can, after going home, you can directly start with the Immanuel Kant, the founders of the modern geographical thought. That is the, और इसमें से कुछ पढ़ना नहीं है, सिर्फ जो मैंने आपको बताया ये एक बार फास्ट कभी पढ़ के जाना है, but whatever is the page regarding Immanuel Kant, because the language is very very difficult here of the Immanuel Kant. Fine. How will there be a separate question on Immanuel Kant, Humboldt or Ritter? Never. Why we are studying this? We are studying this so that our answers will automatically improve. Fine. Is Immanuel Kant? Yes, it is page number 129. Kant was one of the biggest scholars. Kant was one of the biggest scholars of his time. Biggest scholars of his time. Contributing immensely to the fields of natural sciences, comma, geography, and history. He was one of the chief architects. He was one of the chief architects of logic, of the concept of logic, who questioned theology. He questioned theology. What do you mean by theology? The rule of church, the rule of God. He questioned theology. This classmate is difficult. So there is no need of. Next. Because I will not require board much. Kant laid the foundation of. Kant laid the foundation of. Kant laid the foundation of classical period in the geography. Classical period in the geography. Next, his idea was that explanations must be sought. Explanations must be sought in chronological order. In the chronological order. Chronological order. Chronological order. एक्सप्लेनेशंस को कभी भी क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर में बताओ कि ये क्यों हुआ है, वो क्यों हुआ है, ये क्यों हुआ है. ये मत बताओ कि भगवान ने 7 दिन में दुनिया बना दी. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? ही अपोज दिस थिंकिंग. दैट इज व्हाई आई एम सेइंग ही लेड द फाउंडेशन ऑफ क्लासिकल. अब यही फिलोसॉफिकल वाला कहेगा कैंट लेड द फाउंडेशन ऑफ क्लासिकल फिलोसॉफी. यही पॉलिटिकल्स वाला, साइंस वाला कहेगा कैंट लेड द फाउंडेशन ऑफ पॉलिटिकल साइंस. व्हेन यू स्टडी एथिक्स एंड इंटीग्रिटी यू स्टडी कैंट. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? Kant is an endless. Kant is present in each and every subject, whether it is philosophy, whether it is public administration, whether it is political science, whether it is MBA, whether it is geography. Kant is present everywhere, where it is ethics, one of the biggest scholars of his times. Kant is bigger than UPSC. You see, Kant, Aristotle, Plato, ये सब जगह है. फाइन. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी अकॉर्डिंग टू कैंट. This is very important. Like physical geography according to Kant is produced not just by the nature, is produced not just by the nature, but also by human actions. Is produced not just by the nature, but also by human actions. फिर से पढ़ो statement and tell me what you can analyze through this statement. But also by human actions. Yes. Kant laid the foundations of possibilism much earlier, when there was no one thinking about the possibilism. That is, he considered man as an agent of change, and he considered man also can change the nature. You have to go back to that period जब Kant था, where man had no power. The power lied only in the church and in the God. Fine. So he considered man as an agent of change. He considers man as an agent of change. Next point. ये लाइन कहीं ना कहीं आने दो. आई एम कैंट कि ये लाइन बाकी की कोई काम की नहीं है. हाउ डू यू अक्वायर नॉलेज? Kant says there are two ways of acquiring knowledge: experience and study, observation. How do you experience knowledge? How do you gain knowledge? Experience, studies, observation, asking questions or questioning. Fair? How do you gain knowledge? What? फेलियर से कैसे नॉलेज आएगा? How you gain knowledge? Any other? How you gain knowledge? You don't have knowledge. So, how will you gain knowledge? It is simple. Studies, observation, experience, yeah, anything. Reading, watching is senses. So he says there are two ways of gaining knowledge: by pure reasoning, that is by questioning oneself, or by senses. Getting it? So knowledge is obtained by pure reasoning or by senses. Obtained by pure reasoning or by senses. Pure reasoning cannot come to us. उसके लिए you will have to meditate like Buddha, and then so अपने लिए एक ही knowledge का ये है, that is through senses, that is through studies etc. अगर ये आप सिर्फ reasoning करने लग गए, pure reasoning, you will become bipolar personality. So don't think in knowledge will come if I sit. Pure reasoning means meditation, asking yourself, not talking to you anyone. Pure reasons. Going to the secluded place, meditation, etc. That is what is known as reasons. You do meditation for 15 minutes. 15 minutes से कुछ नहीं होता. 15 minutes is not meditation, it is controlling stress, जिसको नाम दिया जाता है मेडिटेशन का. एक्चुअली वो स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट है. मेडिटेशन मीन्स वो चले गए हिमालयाज में, then you stay there for 20-30 years and you come back with the new monsoon ka theory. That is pure reasoning. Fine. Next point, important point. Senses or sense perception, don't write senses. Sense perception is of two types. Sense perception is of two types. Those pursued by the outer world and those pursued by the inner world. Senses are of two types. Those pursued by the outer world, those pursued by the inner world. मतलब आउटर के सेंसेस एंड इनर के सेंसेस. इसका मतलब ये है, if you are talking about the senses, one kind of the senses is how I perceive you as an individual, outer world, because we can see only the outside things. अंदर का सेंस मतलब how you perceive yourself. So Kant कहता है outer world का senses is man and inner world का senses is soul. How you perceive yourself. Understanding? That is, हम जब कहते हैं अंदर देखो, खुद के अंदर झांक के देखो, that is the inner senses. How you perceive yourself inside, soul. This is the, and he says this is the way how human kind can acquire the knowledge. He says pure reasoning से नहीं हो सकता human kind में knowledge. That is why I said it is for Buddha, it is for the great people. हमारे लिए हाउ द आउटर वर्ल्ड परस्यूज यू, हाउ द इनर यू परस्यू योर इनर सेल्फ. फाइन. अब वो कहता है ज्योग्राफी इज बोथ हाउ यू परस्यू द आउटर वर्ल्ड, हाउ यू परस्यू द इनर वर्ल्ड. When you pursue the inner world, geography. When you pursue the outer world, astronomy. Understanding? Earth. When you study outside, cosmology or astronomy. When you study the inner world, geography. Getting it? See how he has linked. He first talks man, then he considers earth as a man. And earth का outer world क्या है? Sky, etc. That is, and inner world क्या है earth का? Physical geography. Drastic change of subject. कोई theory नहीं, कोई statistics नहीं. It is all here, thought, geographical thought. So, outer world man, inner world soul. On the earth, anthropology studies the inner world. Anthropology studies the inner world. अब वो कह रहा है अर्थ के अंदर. सी थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है. ही सेज नॉलेज के दो टाइप्स है, ईदर बाय सेंसेस और बाय द रीजनिंग, प्योर रीजनिंग. दैट इज योर रीजन योरसेल्फ, व्हाट प्लाटो अरिस्टोटल यूज्ड टू डू और व्हाट सॉक्रेटिस यूज्ड टू डू. Socrates, you have heard about Socrates? Yes. Socrates was guru of Plato or Aristotle? या उनके बाद था? पहले था Socrates. फोटो है कभी Socrates का? बस है, मतलब which has anybody knows about the birth of Socrates? Anybody knows about? myth है. That is so. Generally, who was Socrates? Socrates was Siddhartha, that is Gautam Buddha. Understanding? Socrates. Now ये controversial है, but this is also because Plato was so much inspired by Buddha कि उसने पूरा बुद्धा की टीचिंग्स वहाँ पे अप्लाई की, एंड वो बन गया सिद्धार्था को उन्होंने बना दिया Socrates. Understanding what the name of Buddha was? Siddhartha. He became the Socrates. And here we were fighting only on the religion, caste, ये rituals में. They took our philosophies and they translated it, they started studying it, and they gave reasoning, they gave science. Unfortunately, हमारे syllabus में geographical Indian thought नहीं है. नहीं तो Aristophanes had calculated the first latitude and longitude. Aristophanes was the person who had calculated the first circumference of the earth, which was full of error. इसी बुक में आप देखोगे बाद में, बट वो हमारे सिलेबस में नहीं है, इसलिए आई एम नॉट गोइंग थ्रू इट. ये हमको प्रीलिम्स में था ये सब पहले. सो उससे पहले वाज कैलकुलेटेड बाय आर्यभट्टा, एंड आर्यभट्टा का कैलकुलेशन इज व्हाट एग्जैक्टली टुडे जीपीएस कैलकुलेट्स with the same precision, with the same accuracy. Understanding? So there was lot of things in the Indian geography, but it all got shadowed away. Now who was telling? You were telling me yesterday ki no. And see how we have been modified. We have been modified. आजकल हम thinking कहते हैं. Yesterday there was some person who had written in an essay कि unity in diversity, कि how Western thinking has brought us diversity or have divided us, because from paratha we have gone to pizza. You were there. So from paratha we have gone to pizza. So pizza, because pizza में टुकड़े होते हैं, तो that divides. paratha एक है, तो that unifies. I said ऐसे मत लिखा करो. you are saying पिज्जा में टुकड़े होते हैं, therefore it divides. Where did you study it? बोलता है किसी एक एडिटोरियल में आया था. बिना सोचे एडिटोरियल से उठाना नहीं होता. पिज्जा में टुकड़े क्यों होते हैं? क्योंकि आप 8 इंच का बुलाते हो. 1 इंच का बुलाओ, there will be no टुकड़े. You bring the 1 inch pizza, there won't be any cutting. Fine. So I asked him the same question, from when are we eating parathas? He said from earlier times. Then why Britishers had to come to unite India? उससे पहले India should have been united. Fine? So ऐसे extra thought process में मत जाना, जो हमारे किताबें हैं वो ठीक है. So he says there are two kinds of senses, outer world and inner world. Earth के लिए their outer world is cosmology. Why he is considered, why we are studying him as a first? Why we didn't study Verenius etc. उनके कुछ काम नहीं है, वो मैंने पूरा क्यों skip किया, क्योंकि वो जरूरी नहीं है. But your answer should begin from here. Earth के लिए inner world is cosmology, outer world is physical geography. Fine. Outer world is cosmology, inner world is physical geography. अब inside the earth you are there. Fine. So he says inner world is anthropology. He says anthropology, he meant by that psychology. And the outer world is geography, and therefore Kant was the first person who said physical geography is the mother of all sciences. Because first, to understand the inner world, you should study the outer world. And outer world क्या है? Physical geography. When you are inside the earth, outer world is physical geography, inner world is psychology. To understand the inner world, you have to first study the outer world, and outer world is physical geography. And thus he gave a famous statement, that is, the geography is the mother of all sciences. Getting it? You are staying on the earth. Outer world is cosmology. इसके बारे में भूल जाओ. Inner world is geography. Inner world is, आपके अंदर का inner world is वो line, anthropology और psychology. अब you are a single person. For you, inner world is psychology. You want to understand your inner world, but to understand your inner world, you should first understand your outer world. Outer world is geography. Understood? Yes, from your perspective. That is from human's perspective. So next point. Have you studied ethics? Anyone? Kant का क्या कहना है? Yes. So that is nothing but logic. Right? Next. What did I make you write? Inner world. Next. But physical geography studies the nature. Physical geography studies the nature or the outer world. Or the outer world. And therefore, physical geography is the first part of knowledge. First part of knowledge. Physical geography is the first part of knowledge. Physical geography is first part of knowledge. Understanding? So what is the mother of all sciences? He says physical geography. These are the two kinds how the knowledge should be acquired. He said there are two properties of the knowledge. हमारे काम का नहीं है ये. There are two properties of the knowledge. He's saying knowledge can be classified into two ways. This is how the knowledge is acquired, but knowledge can be classified into two ways. One is, I'll just take uska German word. Knowledge can be acquired in two ways, by studying the logics or by description. by studying logic, scientific classification. Logic matlab classification, scientific classification. So botany, zoology, chemistry, physics, जिसमें there is a cause effect relationship. वो कहता है these are physical sciences. These are physical sciences. And जिसमें there are description, they are social sciences. Understanding? Knowledge is of two types, जिसमें एक cause effect relationship है, जिसमें equations है, जिसमें logic है, they are the physical sciences. And जिसमें सिर्फ description है, they are the social sciences. और वो कहता है कि the social sciences are of two types, history and geography. Fine? Why we are doing this is because of the single line. Next. Any knowledge is of two types. Any knowledge is of two types. Any knowledge is of two types. Either in accordance to the nature, either in accordance to the nature, or second, in accordance to position of time and space. In accordance to the position in time and space. In accordance to the position in time and space. So first wala are pure sciences. Itna yaad rakho. We are directly coming to the second part. First wala is what? Pure sciences. Biology, zoology, medicine, etc. And this is history and geography. So next. History and geography. History and geography. Differ only in the form of time and space. History and geography differ only in the form of time and space. History and geography differ only in the form of time and space. In history, the phenomena follows one another. In history, the phenomena follows each other. Formation of Congress, 1857 ka revolt, then formation of Congress, then moderates, then extremists, independence, follows each another. Fine? So history is giving more importance to time, geography will give more importance to space. Fine? Phenomena follows each another. Therefore, bracket mein likhna narrative. History is narration, narrative. While geography is descriptive in nature. Geography is descriptive in nature. Descriptive in nature. That is phenomena is besides each other in the space. Besides each other in the space. All have become independent and all are the. जब आप बताओगे कैसे इंडिपेंडेंट हुआ, यू आर डूइंग नरेशन. When you will say कि हाँ ये सारी countries है जो colonies थी and they are becoming independent, that is description, that is in space. Narration in time. फाइन. ये लाइन का क्या मतलब है? ये लाइन का ये मतलब है, व्हाई आई मेड यू दिस लाइन इज, यू शुड नो व्हाट इज ज्योग्राफी. ज्योग्राफी इज अ डिस्क्रिप्टिव साइंस. हिस्ट्री भूल जाओ, हिस्ट्री इज अ नैरेटिव साइंस, geography is a descriptive science. So that means Kant says geography as a science of description. Fine. Is he talking about regional geography somewhere? You have to describe this thing, you have to describe this thing, you have to describe this thing. Yes, he is also giving the hints of regional geography. वो फिर कहता है because we are living in space, we are not living in time, we are living in one particular space. So what you should study, space or time? You should study space. So which subject you should study? Geography. Fine. Next. Thus the geography and history are the two mother sciences. Are two mother sciences. Are two mother sciences which fill up our space and time. Which fill up our space and time. Next. Space and time. Kant introduced the school of exceptionalism. Kant introduced the school of exceptionalism. Kant introduced the school of exceptionalism. Comma, empirical approach. Empirical approach. Empirical approach. And said that geography can be divided into, first, mathematical geography. Mathematical geography. Mathematical geography, which includes study of solar system, जिसको हम कहेंगे cosmology, which includes the study of solar system, comma, size, movement and position of the earth, size, movement and position of the earth. Second, political geography. Political geography. That is the study of relationships between the political units, third, commercial geographies, commercial geography, that is study why a commodity flows, a commodity मतलब goods and services flows from one region to another, जिसको आज हम कहते हैं इकोनॉमिक्स और इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी. वो कहता था उसको कमर्शियल ज्योग्राफी. फोर्थ, मॉरल ज्योग्राफी. मॉरल ज्योग्राफी, which studies the customs, traditions, and the characters of the people, which studies the customs, traditions, and the characters of the people. आज इस geography का नाम क्या है? Human geography. Customs, traditions, and the characters of the people. He was highly inspired by a practice in Lapland. लिखो मत, just this is a story, याद रखना. Practice in Lapland. Where is Lapland? Norway, Finland is the Lapland. वहाँ पे father and son hunt together. Used to hunt together, and if the father gets injured while hunting, he should be killed by the son. ये practice थी. Why is it so? Because if the son starts taking care of the father, he will be killed by the wild animal. Understanding? So, उससे अच्छा son ही उसको मार दे, rather than wild animal eating him, and both of them getting killed. Because if the son is looking after the father, then both son and father will die by wild animal. So who will take care of the family? And therefore वहाँ पे 19th century तक ये practice थी कि when they were hunting and if one of them gets wounded, generally if the son gets wounded, father is to rescue him. But if the father gets wounded, son used to kill him. Son has to kill him. ये custom है, ये tradition है. He started studying that, and then he came कि वो mountainous region है. It is densely forested region. It is full of leopards. It is full of wild animals. It is full of foxes and bears. And therefore, it is nothing but a survival strategy. And fifth, theological geography. Which studies how theological principles undergo change, how theological principles undergo change in different environments. Religion. See, he came in the time when religious belief सबसे ज़्यादा था. So he started inquiring कि Christianity का belief in some part of Europe is this. वही Christianity का belief in other part of Europe is this. The third Christianity का belief in maybe some other part is different. For example, Brahmins in most part of the interiors don't eat non-veg, right? But the same Brahmin community in Bengal, in Goa, in Karnataka ka coastal region, in Kerala, in Konkan ka coastal region will eat fish. The Brahmin is eating fish as a veg, but he will not eat chicken. Fine? ये क्या है? Hinduism का change है? Why is that? So he started studying this. You can say an example is because in Bengal, या जहाँ पे there are coastal region, there is no other source of protein, and therefore, if they don't eat fish, so cow is a holy animal in the regions of North India. It is not that holy animal in maybe in the peninsular India. क्यों? Because peninsular India में there is no grasslands. Peninsular India में agriculture is not just dependent only on the cow, and therefore religious belief कैसे change होते गया? Understanding? History, आप ancient India पढ़ते हो. The earlier Hindu religion सब कुछ allowed था, including sacrifices and killing of the animals. Fine? But with the coming up of Buddhism and Jainism, non-violence became an important, and इसलिए reincarnation of Hindu religion became non-violent, so that to attract more people towards Hinduism. सो ये सब क्यों हुआ? बिकॉज टाइम एंड स्पेस में सब चेंजेस होते गए. It is considering that he is not considering with the theological principles. He is considering why customs keeps on changing, right? So as per Kant, कितने 5 geographies है? Mathematical geography, it is no longer a part of geography. It has become a new science, that is astronomy or cosmology. Political geography, political science. We have some part of the political geopolitics. Commercial geography is economics or economic geography. Moral geography is ethics and integrity. और moral and theological geography को combine करके आज एक subject है human geography या anthropology. Understanding? Why your subject is so big? It is because of Kant. He says ये है geography. Whether you are studying anthropology, whether you are studying economics, whether you are studying political science, whether you are studying the normal geography, fine, it is all a part of geography. Therefore Hartshorne Shorne is of the opinion that Hartshorne बार बार आएगा, is a geographer. Hartshorne is of an opinion that Kant has laid the foundation of geography. Kant has laid the foundation of geography. Comma, answered its all basic questions. Answered its all basic questions. Hartshorne is the father of regional geography. Answered its all basic questions. Laid the foundation of geography. Answered its all basic questions. And has given importance to space. Given importance to space. Full stop. He has laid the foundations of human geography. Right? यहाँ पे ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी का फाउंडेशन है. इससे पहले याद करो कल का स्टोरी, रोमन्स, अरब्स एंड ग्रीक्स के लिए ज्योग्राफी मीन्स फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी. इट इज द कैंट हु सेड इनर वर्ल्ड, आउटर वर्ल्ड. He laid the foundations of human geography. And schools of possibilism. And the school of possibilism. School of possibilism. Therefore, we can conclude that today's geography is essentially Kantian. ये क्वेश्चन आता है, why today's geography is essentially Kantian और Kantian. अंडरस्टैंडिंग टुडेज ज्योग्राफी. सो आपको क्या स्ट्रेस करना है, यही कि उसने टाइम स्पेस के बारे में क्या बताया. एंड ओवर द पीरियड एज योर नॉलेज विल इंक्रीज, यू विल टेल हाउ द स्कूल ऑफ पॉसिबिलिज्म डोमिनेट्स टुडेज थॉट. आर वी अफ्रेड ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज? नो, वी आर नॉट अफ्रेड ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज. हमें कॉन्फिडेंस है कि वी बाय द हेल्प ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी कैन क्लियर द एयर पोल्यूशन, कैन स्टॉप द क्लाइमेट चेंज. वी आर नॉट स्टॉपिंग आवर इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज. पॉसिबिलिज्म. वी आर नॉट बिलीविंग इन डिटर्मिनिज्म, वी आर बिलीविंग इन पॉसिबिलिज्म. फाइन. कुछ दिनों पहले एक साइंटिस्ट ने कहा था कि in future beings will go and settle in Mars. China has grown a crop, cotton का crop on the dark side of the moon. क्या है ये सब? Examples of possibilism. जो भी current के examples है, try to use it as much in the school of possibilism versus determinism. Fine? Examples वही रहेंगे, but approach will change. Neo-determinism, you can use the same example of China growing crop on the moon, a single crop. But if left on its own, we cannot go and do entire agriculture on the moon. Neo-determinism. May वही example. Language changes, but China growing a crop on the moon, उसको थोड़ा positive बताओ, it becomes possibilism. Fine? उसको बताओ कि एक crop तो grow किया है, it has grown a single crop, but it cannot do agriculture. Neo-determinism. Fine? So examples, recent examples you will have to look at. Germany was under which empire? Under Prussian Empire, that is Russian Empire. So इसलिए जर्मनी में डेवलप हुआ द स्कूल ऑफ ज्योग्राफी. द फर्स्ट यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ ज्योग्राफी वाज एस्टेब्लिश्ड इन जर्मनी. देन वहां से यूएस. रशियन उस साइड में देयर वाज सार, CZR, and the eastern Russia, sorry, the western eastern Europe, which was once a part of USSR, that was in the Prussian Empire. That is the German Empire. Humboldt. Tsar was different. Obviously, that was Russia. I'm talking about the Eastern Europe, which was once Belarus, etc. Born in rich aristocratic family. Born in rich aristocratic family. Humboldt invested all his energy in travel and research. Humboldt invested all his energy in travel and research. In travel and research. And led the foundation of, underline, modern geographical thought. Led the foundation of modern geographical thought. Don't write iske baad, but I am reading. Humboldt was a scholar of geology, botany, zoology, physics, chemistry, anatomy, medicine, history, climatology, geomorphology. Fine? He was a scholar of these subjects. He gave the theories in 10 different subjects without formal education. वो सबसे खासियत वो है, because he traveled 6,667 kilometers in his life. उस जमाने में Amazon ho, Andes ho, he's spent his entire half of the life in South America only and made large scale observations. Fine? And therefore Humboldt is in all the subjects. जो मैंने नाम लिया, he is present in all the subjects. Ritter is present only in geography. क्योंकि उस time there was not such one specific subject. You have seen even in the history, most of them were lawyers. because law was the subject. Next point. Humboldt believed in empirical field studies. Humboldt believed in empirical field studies. Humboldt का गुरु कौन था? Who brought his interest in geology and geography was A.G. Wegener. Not our Wegener, but his great grandfather. His great grandfather, who was one of the biggest scholars of geology. उसके सिवा क्यों ये वेगनर इतना होशियार था in geography? Understanding? His great grandfather was the guru of Humboldt. Humboldt से फिर Ritter से this thing, and again till Penck and Wegener. Next. He traveled extensively to Latin America, some parts of North America, Russia, and made numerous observations. Especially in the field of physical geography, such as, first, develop the concept of continental climates are extreme and maritime climates are moderate, जो हम पढ़ते हैं अभी, distance from the sea. Develop the concept of continental climates are extreme and maritime climates are moderate. Second, isotherms. Who developed isotherms? Humboldt. Lines joining places of equal temperature. Isotherms. Third, ocean currents. Fourth, andesitic magma or lava. करते हैं ना, basaltic versus andesitic, magma or lava. Fourth, leaching of soil of tropical rainforest. Most of the GS is Humboldt. Why laterite soil? Laterite soil किसने develop किया था concept? Humboldt. Fifth, established a relationship how deforestation. Deforestation leads to dying up of rivers, leads to dyeing up of rivers. Deforestation leads to dyeing up of rivers. And fifth, gave the first scientific explanation of altitude, temperature and vegetation. मतलब one of the first scientific explanation of altitude, temperature and vegetation. Means normal lapse rate. Understand? How the temperature goes on decreasing with the increasing height. And all this is happening in the year 1840s, 1820s to 1840s. So, getting it? So you just imagine where was India that time. Sati movement, child marriage. क्योंकि रेनिसांस हुआ नहीं इंडिया में, नथिंग एल्स. टिल द टाइम ऑफ राजा राम मोहन राय रेनिसांस हुआ नहीं इंडिया में. वंस द रेनिसांस केम, सो रेनिसांस यूरोप में हुआ, दे क्वेश्चन द अथॉरिटी ऑफ द चर्चेस. वी फियर्स देयर शुड हैव बीन समवन मच अर्लियर हु क्वेश्चन द अथॉरिटी ऑफ द रिलीजन. Next, important contributions. Humboldt gave the concept of harmonious unity of cosmos. Harmonious unity of cosmos. Harmonious unity of cosmos. फिर से बताओ, what do you mean by harmonious unity of cosmos? Yes, it is there is diversity, but this diversity results into unity. And how is this unity? Not forced. It is the peaceful unity of cosmos. So, next point. According to him, there is unity of multiplicity. And stressed on unity of human race. That is all races have common origin. And hence they are equally destined for freedom. Destined for freedom. 1840s was the era of colonialism, and इसलिए उसने ये idea दिया था. They are equally destined for freedom. That is, he challenged the concept of superiority of the white races. They are equally destined for freedom. Next point. Similar to Kant, he believed that sciences are of two types. Sciences are of two types. First, physiographica. Physiographica. That is systematic natural science. Systematic natural science. Systematic natural science मतलब physical geography. And nature gist. Don't worry, just write natural history. So there are only two main subjects, physical geography and history. वो German word है, so no need of writing that. So was he similar to Kant? Somewhat. He also believed in two types, that is the geography and history are the two main subjects. Next. As he believed in the unity, as he believed in unity of the whole or unity of the nature, believed in the unity of the nature, see उसका one of the major book is Cosmos, जिसमें वो कहता है यूनिटी है वर्ल्ड में, the unity is created by the nature and nature he says is not God. कल मैंने क्या बताया था? He was a theist. He did not believe in nature. He said there is unity in the nature and nature has given work to us to understand the unity. It is the human being's work to understand the unity, not the God's work to understand the unity. रिटर तक थोड़ा फिलोसॉफिकल है, उसके बाद इट इज़ वेरी इजी. तो ये तीन ही है विच आर बिट डिफिकल्ट बिकॉज दे आर कंफ्यूजिंग. सो ही सेड इट इज़ द वर्क ऑफ अ ह्यूमन बींग्स टू अंडरस्टैंड द यूनिटी ऑफ द नेचर, एंड नेचर को आप स्टडी करोगे तो आप किसको स्टडी कर रहे हो? ज्योग्राफी. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? सो व्हाट वाज आई डिक्टेटिंग? As he believed in the unity of the nature, as he believed in the unity of the nature, he said that it is humans, that is, it is humans' work to study, comma, understand and establish this unity. This unity. Study, understand and establish this unity. And establish this unity. Because there is inherent causality. There is inherent causality. Inherent causality means one thing leads to another, causes. There is inherent causality. And therefore, to understand the nature, one has to understand the earth and earth's surfaces. Earth and earth's surfaces. Earth and earth's surfaces. That is which geography? Physical or human geography? Physical geography. So is the physical geography systematic geography or regional geography? Systematic geography. Thus, Humboldt laid the foundations of study of physical geography or earth science, which he defines as Erdkunde. Erdkunde, earth का study, earth kunde. Erdkunde. Next point. Humboldt also believed that man is a part of nature. Man is a part of nature. And study of Erdkunde also involves study of humankind, full stop. The concept of unity in diversity, involves regional geography, because all the physical phenomena are interdependent on each other. Read the statements again. Human beings से क्या कहता है? Human being is a part of earth, right? And geography में earth sciences में study of human beings automatically आ जाएगा. इसका मतलब ये है कि Humboldt never gave importance to human geography. उसका ये था physical geography का छोटा part is human geography. Fine? So that is my last statement. Though Humboldt recognized regional geography, though Humboldt recognized human geography, but his human geography was not anthropocentric. But subordinated to physical geography. Subordinated मतलब second number पे to physical geography. Can someone tell me the difference between deductive thinking and inductive thinking? So, tell me, he was inductive or deductive? Humboldt. Deductive means you are sitting there, you are understanding something very general, and then you apply it to the particular things. Fine? घर के बाहर नहीं जाओगे, but that is an example of an deductive thinking. Apple गिरा, उसके बाद दिमाग में आया कि gravitation है, and then you apply that gravitation to the general world. Inductive, you go to one particular place, study why that place is that way, and then from the smaller understanding you try to make a general laws. So general to specific, specific to general. What was Kant, inductive or deductive? Inductive. He used to study something in detail and then make general laws. जो भी फील्ड वर्क करता है, इतना याद रखो, इज इंडक्टिव. जो भी घर पे बैठ के थियरी देता है, इज डिडक्टिव. बस in simple words you remember, those who do the field work are inductive, those who sit at home, Plato, Aristotle, are deductive. Later. Later, yes. Kant, Immanuel Kant से deductive शुरू हो गया to some extent. इंडक्टिव शुरू हो गया, इंडक्टिव शुरू हो गया इमैनुअल कैंट से. अब रिटर बिलीव्स इन गॉड. फाइन. teleological approach in geography. Because he believes in God, he says God has designed everything. Everything is on the basis of God. God has given you a message, but it is based on the humans how they understand and apply this message to the world. So God has made mountains, God is giving rainfall, God has made weather, God has made climate, but it is the human's job to understand that. And because it is the human's job to understand that, first you should make humans understand. कि and humans will understand क्यों उनके region में ऐसा climate है, क्यों दूसरे region में why there is XYZ type of climate, why Atlas mountains are like this, why Himalayas are like this. So कौन सा आ रहा है, regional geography or systematic geography? You will understand why there is a particular phenomena at one place. You will then go and see why there is a particular phenomena at some other place. So what is it, systematic geography or regional geography? Regional geography. And किसको ज़्यादा importance है, human understanding को या nature को? Human understanding को. So he laid the foundation of human geography. उसके दोस्त ने laid the foundation of physical geography. Understanding? So Ritter, human geography. When you understand anything, Kant के बाद Ritter possibilism और Kant के बाद Humboldt possibilism और Ritter possibilism? Ritter possibilism. Humboldt तो कहता है subordinate है humans. They are just a part of physical geography. You study them, you don't study them, does not matter. But Ritter is going to say that humans are supreme. Fine? Understanding? See, अभी तक हमने Kant कहा, कुछ काम का नहीं है. You should just know why essentially today geography is Kantian, because it is on the possibilism and it is on the study of physical geography. Fine? Then you come to Humboldt. Humboldt का importance, what all he discovered. Secondly, he stressed on unity of the nature and unity of human race, and thirdly he gave more importance to the physical geography and systematic geography. So there will not be a single question on Kant, But why we are wasting this time then? We are not wasting the time because till the time Verenius, Kant and Humboldt or Ritter, ये चार आपके introduction में नहीं आएंगे in the thought, you won't get the marks. Even if the question is on the possibilism, you will have to bring first Ritter and then you will have to bring it Vidal de Lablache, who gave the concept of possibilism. Understanding? You will always have to trace the origin. You are not doing geography, now you are doing humanity ka subject, and like any humanity ka subject you will have to trace the origin. अगर आता है फंडामेंटल राइट्स पे क्वेश्चन तो आप बिल ऑफ राइट्स लिखते हो कि नहीं अमेरिका का? If there is a question on Indian fundamental rights or freedom, will you mention little bit about the Bill of Rights of USA? Yes, the same thing is there. Or will you, even if you don't mention the Bill of Rights of USA, you will mention the objective resolution passed by Nehru and Bose. So यही हो रहा है यहाँ पे. You have to just go into the history. It is no longer geography का normal subject की write about the jet streams. So jet streams क्या है definition? Formation of the jet streams and this thing. अब आपको interlink करना पड़ेगा. Fine, that is why. And ये तीन क्यों difficult है? Because ये तीनों हर subject में है. So ये क्या कहना चाहते हैं ये समझ में ही नहीं आता. Unless, see, even after so many years I require books in front of me. Because वो क्या कहना चाहते हैं एक रीडिंग में कभी नहीं समझ में आएगा. Fine? And बाकी विदाल दे लाबलाश वो सब बुक्स की जरूरत नहीं है, बस बातें बनाओ. But you should know how to use these questions. Fine? So coming to Ritter. A contemporary of Alexander von Humboldt is considered as a co-founder of his modern geographical thought. Who is the other founder? Co-founder means there are two founders, Humboldt and Ritter, considered as a co-founder of modern geographical thought. He was a teleologist. What do you mean by teleologist? Teleologist means one who believes in God. Okay. Teleological theory. वो नहीं. Teleologist means one who believes in God, spiritual. Means and end अलग अलग है. चलो यहाँ पे याद रखना. I will not discuss that. बस believer of God. Fine. Teleologist means teleological theory. Yes, end matters. So end is spiritually supremacy. So उसको आप कैसे जाते हो? There are three ways. That is why he is saying teleology में ethics means end matters. तो ethics में end मतलब God. That is the best way of living. Geography में end मतलब theory. Fine? दोनों अलग अलग है. यहाँ पे end will matter. So because he is a teleologist, he was a teleologist. Theology is the study of religion. And was not antagonist. Sorry, was not agnoist like Humboldt. Was not agnoist. Was not agnostic like Humboldt. Was not agnostic like Humboldt. Who is agnostic? Not arrogant. Agnostic. What is the difference between atheist and agnostic? Yes. इसका मतलब is confused कि भगवान है या नहीं है. That is agnostic. Atheist, भगवान है ही नहीं. Fine. Theist means भगवान है. Agnostic is a person who is between. कभी लगता है उसको नहीं है, ये सब बकवास है, कभी लगता है. So Humboldt was this. He never. Buddha, for example, he does not believe in. Yes. 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 Same. So Humboldt used to believe in unity of the nature. Unity of the nature, cosmology. Everything has been designed. Ritter also believes everything has been designed by God, and it is the human beings to understand that message of the God. Next. What happened to Buddha? I am not going into that. So next. Ritter over the period of time. Over the period of time. Had biggest influence on the development of geography in Europe. Geography and Europe. He became the chair of geography in Europe. याद रखना. Biggest influence on the development of geography in Europe. See, everything is happening in Europe. अभी तक तो अमेरिका बना नहीं है. इसके बाद कैप्टन कुक जाएगा और डिस्कवर करेगा अमेरिका को. Understanding? They don't know whether there is America existing or not. These have laid the foundations. उसके बाद कैप्टन कुक will study them. He will get influenced by them, and then he will go there and understand. Next. We are in the 17th, this thing. मतलब as a subject अमेरिका तक पहुंचा नहीं है. अभी भी अमेरिका उधर झगड़ ही रहा है between the tribes and this thing. Understanding? So next. His biggest work is Ard Kunde. His biggest work is Ard Kunde. His biggest work is Ard Kunde. That is earth science. Ard Kunde. Ard Kunde. There are many editions of this, 7 editions. Fine. And एक में एशिया के बारे में है, एक में लैटिन अमेरिका के बारे में है, एक में अफ्रीका के बारे में है, एक में यूरोप के बारे में है. सो क्या है? रीजनल ज्योग्राफी और सिस्टमैटिक ज्योग्राफी. रीजनल ज्योग्राफी. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. He believes in idea of unity of nature, just like Humboldt. He believes in idea of unity of nature. Which is a basic theme of geographical studies. Which is a basic theme of geographical studies. It's a basic thing of geographical studies. Theme of geographical studies. Next. He considers geography as empirical and descriptive science. He considers geography as empirical and descriptive science. Descriptive science. The central principle of geography, the central principle of geography is establishing the relationship of all phenomena establishing the relationships of all phenomena to human race relationship of all phenomena to human race and examining the reasons for such phenomena. Examining the reasons for such phenomena. Reasons for such phenomena. Next point. Read the statement again. सब कुछ पढ़ो और किसको अप्लाई करो? ह्यूमन रेस को. This makes his geography more anthropocentric. This makes his geography more anthropocentric. More anthropocentric. Just like Kant and Humboldt. Just like Kant and Humboldt. He believed that history and geography are inseparable. History and geography was inseparable. Inseparable. Do you know what is known as the Gestalt psychology? Gestalt psychology says, we already know the statement, whole is sum of the parts. That is what is the Gestalt psychology. Whole is the sum of the parts. If anything is complete, इसका मतलब उसका parts are complete. If you want to clear in UPSC exams and get the rank, what are the parts? Prelims के subject, mains के subject, optional, essay, English, Punjabi, your Punjabi literature, interview. उसके बाद you will clear the UPSC exam. So ये parts है. So whole is always the sum of the parts. Right? Whole is always the sum of the parts. ये idea दिया था written में. Next. Human oriented. Humans have more importance. Humboldt में nature has more importance. इसमें humans have more importance. Nothing. Anthropo means humans. Anthropocentric means towards human, centered towards human. So आजकल इसका negative connotation है. We live in the anthropocentric world. Means whatever we are doing is keeping as we are one of the superior race. उसको भी हम कहते हैं anthropocentrism. Environmental degradation is happening due to the philosophy of anthropocentrism. But Ritter के समय it was positive word. Next point. Ritter believed in God, and hence believed in unity of organic and inorganic materials. Believed in God and hence believed in unity of organic and inorganic materials. Organic and inorganic materials. See, if you believe in God, you are philosophical. If you are philosophical, you are sympathetic or empathetic. यही इसका meaning है. Means you will not distinguish. If you are a true believer, that means आपके लिए सब कुछ एक जैसा है. Whether ये कुर्सी है, whether he is there, you will not distinguish between race, creed, color, etc. This is human beings. He also has the same needs. So वही था Ritter का, right? But even though he was teleological, but his approach was on scientific questioning and not philosophy. His approach was on scientific questioning and not philosophy. Approach was on scientific questioning and not philosophy. इसका मतलब if you are believing in God and if you are philosophical, ये है superstitious जल्दी हो जाओगे. He used to critically question everything. He used to believe that हाँ भगवान ने दिया है, but he used to ask कि ये right है मेरी thinking या ये wrong है. And thus he used to develop. He used to believe in the God, but he used to question everything that is found on the earth. Next. He was convinced that there were laws. He was convinced that there were laws governing the relationships of humans and non-humans, of human and non-human phenomena. Human and non-human phenomena. But it is human's purpose on the earth, it is human's purpose on the earth to understand those laws. It is human's purpose on the earth to understand those laws. Example, why India is like this, why Asia is like this, why Africa is like this. वो ऐसे सोचता था, right? So God ने ऐसा क्यों डिजाइन किया है? It is my purpose to understand this. Understanding? There is a test. I will continue on Monday. Monday we'll meet at 2 o'clock instead of 2:30 ताकि मैं आपको आधे घंटे पहले छोड़ पाऊँ for the seminar.